We all have a soul's purpose, but sometimes we forget to align with it. Now is the opportunity to really understand that it makes it easier and it makes it much better for us to be on purpose, to live in a purposeful way. I'm Ever Curdy and I want to walk you through the astrology for the week of January 19th through the 25th of 2025. Let's talk about the astrology going on January 19th. The very first thing we have going on is we have for the week. This week is the Sun sextile the North Node. So the Sun is at the very, very end of Capricorn, at 29 degrees of Capricorn, sextiling the North Node at 29 degrees of Pisces. So Capricorn and Pisces are two signs apart from each other, therefore they sextile each other. At this time, we may feel supported by others. This is a time to really, really lean into that feeling of support, to really, really be and allow yourself to feel very supported by the people in your life. It's good to feel uplifted and inspired by others, other people giving you bursts of inspiration, bursts of upliftment, bursts of subjugation. That is really where the frog stand shines. Your creative vision is also supported by others. So what you want to create out into the world, what you want to make, what you want to come up with is supported by other people at this time. And so you can allow that to support yourself, where you can recognize, oh, this is supported by others, so I might as well support myself when doing this, because others are supporting me. It comes from within first, without second. This is about aligning with your soul's purpose. We all have a purpose, but we sometimes forget to align with that purpose. So now is the time to find your purpose where you've lost it, discover it, claim it, and align with it. Move on that path. Maybe it's becoming a doctor or a surgeon. Maybe it's becoming a creative writer. Maybe it's becoming a musical composer. Whatever that purpose is of what you want to create in your life, now it's time to really, really connect with that. This is a time where you may be attracting positive experiences and opportunities to you, just like butter, just as smooth as that. You're attracting positive things into your life. Forming connections with influential individuals have you feeling more abundant. Forming these connections with these really, really high up in the class individuals and help you to feel better about your life and help you to feel a sense of fulfillment and joy when it comes to your life. Empowerment and transformation are on the table. So embrace these two things and you will fare very, very well this week. This aspect is also about expressing yourself with confidence, really, really being confident and proud of yourself, and really, really being having a belief that you can do whatever you want to do and whatever you set your mind to, you can do in this life. So, expressing yourself with that kind of confidence and zeal is what can really, really come across as you know what you're doing, you know your step, you know your way of bakery shifting. That can really, really fare very, very well for you this week. This is also about relying on your intuition and inner wisdom rather than confronting societal expectations. So, not really confronting and surrendering and resigning to societal expectations, but following your intuition and your inner wisdom unapologetically, fully authentically. That's what you can do. And how can you harness this energy to express yourself authentically, to fully, unapologetically express who you are out into the world. This may also bring about a change or crisis, which can come about, that can come through with a stronger sense of who you are. So embrace that change that comes about in your life. Embrace that crisis and those hard times, those challenges as lessons for your soul to learn, because that's ultimately what they are. Others could help you become more self-aware and claim and understand you that power. So it's important for others to really, really help you to become more self-aware of yourself and understand where your true power lies and for you to embrace your true power. So let's move on to another aspect occurring on January 19th, and that is Mercury will sextile Saturn. So this aspect brings about self-discipline and wisdom. That's what it can really, really be about. And open and honest communication, really, really communicating in an open and honest way to the people in your life and to yourself. This can yield way for profound discussions. We're really, really talking about deep, profound, objectile kind of things. So having those discussions is very, very important. If you post a video online or if you express your truth out to others, you will be respected as a wonderful instructor or mentor if you express your truth and if you express what you know out to the world. Information people about something important you learn as far well can fare very, very well. So that's something to really, really keep in mind. This is also good for teaching, not just learning, but teaching, sharing what you know. This is good also for seizing business opportunities as well as professional opportunities. Seizing those business opportunities can really, really fare very, very well for you. And self-isolation can lead to feelings of melancholy, can lead to these kind of feelings of sadness, of despair, of sorrow, of whatever that they may be. This is about balancing your intense focus with moments of connection. So really, really balancing this out is going to go very, very well for you. And who in your community could benefit from your insight and knowledge? Who could benefit from this insight and knowledge that you have to offer to the world that is in your community? This is about integrating structure into your life without becoming overly rigid. This is also what this is about is really, really bringing that structure into your life, creating some structure in your life that can really, really help you live a much better and more organized life. This is also a very, very important time to be compassionate with yourself, to have the compassion for yourself at this time, and to use your seriousness to build a solid foundation in your endeavors. That's what this can really, really be about as well. This is good for signing contracts or going into negotiations. You may have a lot of common sense and practicality when it comes to the decisions that you need to make. So really, really embracing these qualities is really, really what this time is calling for. And this is good for studying and researching different kind of topics. So learning about them. So studying and learning up on these topics is really, really good for this time. Another aspect occurring on January 19th is Mercury will sextile Venus. So this may leave you wanting to seek pleasure and enjoyment rather than focusing on productivity. So rather than focusing on what you need to do in terms of the things that you have to get checked off your list, you're focusing on pleasure and enjoyment, what brings you pleasure and enjoyment. Maybe it's music and literature that brings you pleasure and enjoyment. Focusing on those things that truly brings you enjoyment is a good time because you don't work on Sundays. Sundays are your day off. So it's good to enjoy this particular day and do something that falls in the category of pleasure and enjoyment for you specifically. And so this is good for relaxing and unwinding your life, not working, not being overly productive, overly ambitious, but just relaxing and enjoying your day. This can bring about more harmony in your relationships. Your relationships are more harmonious. This is good also for asking for favors, for asking for loans, for people to give you things is really, really good for this time. This is good for smoothing over rough edges and resolving conflict as well. So really, really getting involved with that conflict and not and choosing to resolve whatever conflict that may come up in your relationships. This may be an enhancement of your appreciation for beauty in all its forms. So you may have your appreciation for beauty really, really high up and in the charts this time. Financial opportunities may present themselves to you at this time. It's important to be open to these kind of things. And so remain attentive and open to new possibilities because you may have these things come into your life for a very, very good reason. And allow yourself times of relaxation and self-care. So do the relaxing things that you know and love. Do the self-care things. Is it meditating? Is it spending time in nature? Is it just sitting and reflecting? Whatever it is that proves that you're nourishing yourself, you're giving yourself time for self-care. This is also about balancing activity, the things that you're doing, the things that you're producing, with all the also rest and relaxation as well. So the final aspect going on is that the sun will enter the sign. So you can think of that song of the age of Aquarius, that this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So the sun moves into Aquarius. And so this brings about an humanitarian interest that could be a very, very important thing. The theme of Aquarius is freedom and independence. Aquarius is really, really all about liberation and liberating yourself from the status quo of your life, innovating something. Let's do it differently. Let's break the mold. Let's try new things. It's very Aquarius. Aquarius energy is rebellious and emotionally aloof. So you may find that this is the case at this time as you're feeling more rebellious, you're feeling more like you want to, you know, just not follow the rules, and you may feel more emotionally aloof at this point in time. And so this is about really, really doing what you authentically want to, rather than fitting into society standards, doing what you want to, breaking the mold. That kind of thing is very, very Aquarius, marching to the beat of your own drum. This is also about finding innovative solutions to practical problems. You can take the practicality that you learned from Capricorn and turning it into innovation, which is Aquarius. And so you can look at technological progress. Aquarius rules technology, so you can look at that technological progress as very, very identifying to you. Now, on January 21st, the Sun will conjunct the power planet Pluto at around 0 to 1 degrees of Aquarius. So, when the Sun is conjunct Pluto, this brings about personal effectiveness. That can be very, very, really big thing. Others may feel as if you were piercing into their soul, that you're really, really digging into their soul to find out who they truly are. You may be probing people to find out they truly are. You're not interested in ego, you're not interested in surface level things. You're interested in really, really getting to the truth of things. It's important to use your power very, very well at this time, not destructively. So really use your power well, harness it very, very wisely. You may be experiencing something very dramatic or upsetting. That may be a possibility for this time, as that's what you're experiencing for yourself at this time. This can also be a time where you may be feeling more controlling and more manipulative. So you may come across as being very controlling or manipulative. Your enemy is maybe plotting against you. That may be a possibility here. This is about getting to the bottom of any mysteries, that really finding the truth of things in that kind of way. This is also about getting to the bottom of relationship difficulties as well. Really getting to that, getting to that root core of what relationship difficulties and problems that can be the possibilities for this time. This is also about confronting the deeper, often hidden facets of your psyche and life circumstances. What areas of life do you need to transform? Do you need to shift? Do you need to change? Do you need to release? These areas of life are very, very huge at this time. To go through that death or birth transformation process. Situations may require you to rectify problematic circumstances. So finding solutions to problematic circumstances is what this is about. This is also a good time to seek help to navigate through the intense emotions and experiences that you are undergoing. You may be undergoing very, very intense emotions and experiences, so it's good to seek help from a professional, from a family member to help you navigate these intense emotional waters. There's a higher risk of crime at this point in time as well. This is about meditating, journaling, and connecting with nature. Doing these three things can really, really help you out very, very well during this time. On January 23rd, we have Mercury squaring Black Moon Lilith. So this aspect is exact on this particular day. So when we have Mercury square Lilith, this is a time to process our thoughts before expressing them out into the world. To really, really go through and process them, to reflect on them before you express them out into the world. And what leads to rude behavior? That's very, very important to look at as well. This is about reflecting on how your actions impact others around you. So looking at the impact of your actions is very, very important. This can also bring about a unique opportunity for growth at this point in time. This is about developing resilience and assertiveness in your communication. So being assertive, speaking out, standing up for what you have to say, addressing those in authority with confidence and honesty as well is also very important. Communicating alluringly and magnetically is also very important. Drawing others in with your authenticity, really being authentic is what this is all about. Trusting your intuition is also what this is about, and expressing yourself without fear of repression. Now let's move on to January 24th. The very first aspect going on is that we have Mercury opposite Mars. So when Mercury is opposite Mars, this creates a tension. This happens um, once every 2 years, this particular aspect, because it takes Mercury, um, the sign before the sign of the sign after the sun, and Mars is 3 signs before, 3 signs after the sun. So when it comes to this kind of thing with Mercury opposite Mars, this creates a tension. So Mercury is in Capricorn, Mars is in Cancer. So this creates a tension that needs to be expressed to confrontation. So this creates that kind of tension. This creates an unconscious need to release pent up energy. So whatever that need may be for you. And so negotiation is challenging at this point. So really going into negotiations is more challenging. You may feel more impulsive or more impatient this time. A scattered focus can come about at this point in time. What captivates your interest in the world around you? That could be also very, very important. And what fascinates you? Choose to reflect on what fascinates you and understand and identify what fascinates you. Embracing curiosity and mindfulness is also very, very important. You may feel that your communication is quick, sharp, and assertive. If people take what you have to say personally, relationships can be damaged this time. It's very, very important to watch your words. Make sure that you're not offending anybody. Make sure that you're not saying anything impulsive or impulsive. Think before you speak is very, very important at this time. And so do not argue just for the sake of arguing. That can be a very, very powerful tendency this time. Is to argue just because you want to argue and you want to create conflict. Do not do this. The two aspects that are very, very similar to each other is that we have Mercury trine Uranus and Mars sextile Uranus. So with these two aspects combined together, this is about getting into a new relationship with dynamic energy that is sexually charged, hence the Mars energy. It's relationships that are sexually charged. This is about getting involved in progressive groups as well, spending your time with people who expand your thinking and challenge you, challenge how you see the world as well. That can be very, very positive. Things may get very intense with your communication. You may be communicating in a very, very intense way. This may cause you to jump from one job to another, job hopping, really settling into the job and getting used to it. It's important not to lose focus, not get too scattered in your mental energy. That may cause you to do that. This is also about grounding your intuition into practicality, taking your intuition and grounding and making it practical. So this is also taking the boring bits of life and turning them into stimulation. So taking the boring aspects of life and doing something because of that boredom that builds character for you to stimulate yourself and do something when you feel bored. So it's very important to keep yourself stimulated at this point in time and to find activities that keep you stimulated, that keep you going. Do your actions align with your long-term goals and values? That's also something very, very important to consider at this time. This is good to have a deeper understanding and more meaningful connections. And a renewed sense of purpose can come about for you at this time. Now, The final aspect is we have on January 25th, we have Venus in a trine aspect with Mars. So this creates interest in friendship. This can also create creative activities that involve some physical exercise. So what are those creative things that you can do that involve physical exercise? Jobs that involve leadership for you to step up and be a leader or good now. It's also important not to become overly preachy, being mindful of not becoming as preaching, not telling people how to live their life, and strengthen sensuality in your relationships. So strengthening sensuality um, in your relationship, sexuality in your relationships. And then oracle cards. So the oracle cards that I chose for this particular day, for this particular week, is from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle by Colin Reed, illustrations by John Gianadella Grataglia. So the two cards I chose were the Hawk Prince. This is about spirit communication and paying attention. And then the second card is the Web Weaver, Synchronicity, Divine Intelligence, Cause and Effect, but it's in the Challenger position or the reverse position. So where are you not being honest with yourself? This is the time to step up and really, really be honest with yourself and others. To really be true to yourself in this kind of way. To stop lying to yourself. To be true to yourself and to resign yourself to the truth that needs to be integrated and understood and followed. It's important not to hide who you really are in order to manipulate results. If you're trying to manipulate things and manipulate results, be who you truly are. Don't try to turn yourself into someone else just to get the results that you want. This is important to stand tall in your perfect imperfections at this time, to recognize your perfect imperfections, to accept yourself fully for who you are. Quit judging yourself at this point in time. That's also very, very. If you do what you did, you're going to get what you got. So do something different and choose to do that. So if you want a different result, do something different. This is about being open to important texts and emails that could influence your path in a positive way. So what are those communication messages that are coming at you? Now's the time to really, really look at this in a very, very positive way. And are you listening and attuned to the dialogue of spirit at this point in time? Um, that could be very, very important to take a look at as well. Allow spirit to show you the way to prosperity in as many areas of life as possible. So that's also something to keep in mind is to be open to the prosperity that spirit gives you as you go through your life. So that is your weekly astrology forecast horoscope for this week. Those are your oracle card readings. Thank you for watching. Over now.